Hey, this is Claudia Nelson, eXp Realty in Woodbridge, Virginia. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about how you can make the best out of your sphere of influence, how you can get your sphere of influence to remember you, how you can get them to continue working with you down the road. If they bought a house, you want them to use you to sell a house. If they know of any family or friends that are in the real estate market for buying or selling a house, you want them to use you as well. So how do I make sure I get a high number of referrals? And I do have to say, most of my business, 50% plus, does come from repeat business, does come from referrals. I do work with quite a lot of repeat clients that have used me to buy, sell. I've worked with clients that have been referred by previous customers, by family of previous customers. So I really have a good track record when it comes to working with referrals. So how do I continuously get a good referral amount from my existing clients, from my sphere of influence? Well, let me admit something to start with. I'm not one of those real estate agents. If you've ever taken Bold or if you've taken some of those teachings, I'm not one of those real estate agents that will call someone and say, hey, do you know someone that needs to purchase? That's not me. That's just not what I do. Of course, if you're doing that, power to you. It's great and it definitely works. But I don't want to abuse my family and friends. I don't want to abuse my past clients. I want them to remember me when they know of someone. So I kind of have a subtle approach, and it really starts at the transaction. If I'm doing a shitty job, they're not going to remember me. So my first priority is with every client, I want to give them supreme service. I want to give them the best possible service. I want them to realize that I'm going above and beyond in helping them. So that's first and foremost. Also, during the transaction, when I start talking to someone, after a few conversations, I will make sure I friend them on social media. I do have to admit, one of my favorite tools is Facebook. I'm not that good at Instagram or Twitter, so I use Facebook. But luckily, most of the people that I work with are on Facebook as well. So I happen to friend my clients from pretty much the early stages on. And what Facebook really does for me, it allows me to know when their birthdays are, when they're posting something and that might be relevant, when they're making any kind of comment that has to do with real estate. I can always reach out to them. But again, that's not the main reason. I do want to stay in touch with them socially as well. So Facebook allows me to send them a quick message on their birthday, and I've also set it up so that I can actually mail them a card on their birthday. And that's all with the help of Facebook, if I don't have their actual information. Facebook really helps me a great deal, staying in touch with clients, staying in touch with friends, staying in touch with a lot of people without having to call them constantly and staying in touch with them that way really helps. But that's just all the clients when it comes to starting a transaction with someone. When you're about to finish a transaction with someone, you close the house, they just bought a new house, you help them sell a property. What I always will do, I will send out an email. So I will send out an email annotation where, first of all, I thank them to having worked with me, allow me to being part of their journey to purchase or sell a house. And then I do ask them to give me a testimonial. So I do have an email, and I also have it on a blog site. So I refer them to different links where they can give me testimonials. I do generally ask them to write, copy paste all testimonials to all the sites. And there's several sites out there that you can use: Zillow, Google, Facebook, Yelp, and so forth. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to share my templates with you. So I will ask them to give me a testimonial, because that helps me down the road. If someone Googles me, if someone looks me up, it just helps me big time. So I always make sure they are giving me a good testimonial. The second thing is, if we haven't already connected online, I do also give them contacts to all my online platforms, so they can connect with me as well that way. And like I said before, mostly I do use Facebook. I also have them connect with me on the other platforms, but I'm not using them as much. But I still have a lot of clients that will connect with me on LinkedIn, for example. So that's one way of staying in touch with my sphere. That's one way of staying in touch with my previous clients, current clients. When it comes to Facebook, I'm not one of those agents that posts about real estate all the time, but I do have some hints that when it comes to real estate, I will post pictures of nice properties every now and then, and I will just post regular stuff. I will give people a little bit of an insight into my life, not too much, but I'll always kind of remind them in a subtle hint that I happen to be a real estate agent. So that always comes out somehow, but again, I don't want to bore them too much with too many real estate pictures where you're just, all it is you're posting is real estate, real estate, real estate, real estate. Again, that's not me. Not to say that it doesn't work. It works for a lot of people. I'm just doing it my way. It happens to work for me. So Facebook is one way of staying in touch with your clients. Now, the other way, what I will do once I have a completed transaction with a client, the client goes on a excuse me, client goes on to a list. I have all my existing clients, my past clients, I have them all on a list. So I have their address. If those are sellers, I try to get their new address, and I try to stay in touch with them. And I'll talk about that, how to staying in touch with your clients shortly. But let me first talk to you about how I manage my client list. So I happen to do it with Google Sheets. You can do it with whatever CRM you have, you can use. I just have a better overview when it comes to it on a Google Sheet, because I can also print it out. I can keep it that way, and I can easily update it. So that's my way. So each time I'm completing a transaction, that client will go onto that list, and I'll make sure I have all their information. The information that I'm using is, of course, their current address, their phone number, email address, and I'm also trying to add their birthday. So with the birthday, I will try to get that from Facebook if they don't. If I don't find out during the transaction itself. I generally don't really ask them at the end. I generally just try to kind of find out and I'll add it all. So if it's someone's birthday, I will send them a birthday card. I used to just do happy birthday on Facebook, but now I have changed it to where I'm actually sending them a birthday card. Now, when it comes to staying in touch with my sphere, I do have a marketing plan. So I am trying to touch every single client personally at least 4 or 5 times a year. And that personal touch can be several different things. One of my all-time favorite is I work a lot with Popeyes. So I just have a small little gift, and it's just about Mother's Day. Now of the coronavirus, I haven't done anything for Mother's Day, but there's a bunch of holidays where you can stop by and just give them a little gift that makes them that makes them understand that you're thinking of them. And also on those Popeyes, I generally have a nice little note that it tells them if they know of anyone that's looking to buy or sell, I'm here to help. I will kind of give you some examples of what I've done. I always do holiday gifts. Around Christmas time, I will always do holiday gifts. And it does take me quite a while because I have a lot of clients. I will drive to every single one of their houses and I will try to talk to them. I will try to connect with them, and I'll give them a nice holiday gift. Generally, it's not something outrageously expensive because if you do have a lot of clients, that can get out of hand pretty quickly. But you can make something really nice with an inexpensive amount. And then when it comes to, like I said, Mother's Day, beginning of summer, Halloween, there's so many things, and you can do inexpensive Popeyes, you can do sophisticated Popeyes. I happen to work with a company, and I'll make sure I put that link in this presentation as well. You can check it out on what they're offering. They're always coming up with great ideas, excellent presentation, and it just looks really cute. I don't have to do anything. I just pick them up and I go to my clients and deliver them. So that's a good way for me to getting in front of them and not just having to pick up the phone and tell them, hey, do you know of someone that needs to buy or sell a house? I feel way more comfortable going to them, giving them something, having a conversation, and then on the gift, it has a note. And most of the time when we do have a conversation, they're bringing up, hey, if I know of someone, I'll definitely let you know. If I hear of someone buying and selling, or they're telling me about their own plans, hey, we're thinking about possibly selling at the end of the year, stay in touch with us. So there's a lot of good conversations I can have with those people. If they're home, if they're not home, I generally just leave them the Popeye at the door, and 9 out of 10 times they're texting me, they're calling me, they're emailing me, they're sending me a message on Facebook. Hey Claudia, great, seeing your gift, sorry I missed you, and we're striking up a conversation that way. It's just a different way of getting in touch with someone, different way of staying in touch with someone. And then there's other ways as well. So for example, for St. Patrick's Day, we send out inexpensive $1 scratchers. That's something that you can mail out, very inexpensive. You just stuff it in the envelope and it goes out to them. Super easy, super inexpensive, and just something that again makes them think, that makes them realize that you're thinking about them, which of course we always do. We always kind of want to stay in touch with our clients. So Popeyes are a really, really good way for me to staying in touch. The other day I listened to someone that for Christmas she does donation. She sends out cards and saying, hey, we've made a donation to such and such organization in your name. I think that's a great idea as well. Just use something that you're passionate about, whether it's I'm a big animal person, I love animals, a lot of my clients are animal people, or whatever kind of charity it is, use that. So those little things will go a long way. So Popeyes definitely will help a great deal keeping in front of your clients, past clients, and just getting them to remember that, hey, you are here if they need anything when it comes to real estate. Also, a lot of the time, I do help my family and friends when it comes to real estate. And they might have some questions. They might not be ready to sell. They might not be ready to do anything right now. But I will help them with anything I can help them. Any real estate question someone has, they generally know to come to me and ask. Sometimes it's just, hey, can you help us with finding out what we have to do on our taxes? How do I find out the tax value, or how do I find out this and this and this? Of course, I'm not giving them any tax advice, but still, any questions they have, sometimes they're like, well, what would it take for us to rent this property? And you can always be of service to your friends, family. The more you help them, the more you get back. So let's just recap and see what are some of the best ways to staying in touch with your clients. First of all, Facebook. Make sure you stay in touch with your clients on social media. Second of all, make sure you get testimonials from them. That's not really a way of staying in touch with them, but we just talked about that. So I'm adding that in there as well. Thirdly, you want to make sure you stay in touch with your clients through certain touches a year. And my touches are pop-bys. I like to just drop by, talk to them, give them a little gift, and just connect with them that way. You can call them, you can mail them stuff. When I do pop-bys, I also include certain mailers. Sometimes I don't always just stop by. I will kind of mix it up and do mailers. I don't just do the generic mailers. Some real estate agents have it signed up so that their clients get generic mailers. I will do it more personalized for certain holidays, for certain like I mentioned, I do check birthdays on Facebook, and I will send them a card on their birthday so that they know that I'm thinking of them. I also, and again, that's where Facebook comes in really, really handy. If there's any happy occasion, a child is born, I will make sure I connect with them and I drop off a gift. Sad occasion, unfortunately, there are deaths in families. If something like that happens, I'll make sure I send a condolence card as well. So staying in touch with clients, whether it is through stopping by to dropping off a small gift for them, hey, I was just thinking about you, to sending them a message on their birthday, sending some nice gift on special occasions, that will all show them that you care, that you think about them, and will remind them that if they need any real estate help, if they need anything when it comes to real estate, to contact you. I hope this was helpful. I hope you learned a little bit of how I have a good success ratio when it comes to referrals, how I work with existing clients, and how I get a lot of family and friends to using me, and how people just hand out my information to, again, their family and friends. If there's any questions you have, if you want any templates from me, if you want anything, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach me at 571-446-0002, or just connect with me on Facebook or on Workspace. Thanks a lot. Take care.